Couldn't get enough of you.
Thank you. Did you come to youth group just for me?
Yeah, every time.
No.
And the days you weren't there, I was like, dude, where's that girl at? Where's that girl at?
Are you ready?
I'm ready, Freddie.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sunset Talks. I'm MariaAnna.
I'm Ryan.
This is going to be our 6th episode, and it's going to be with my honey bunny. We've been married for 9 years in March, which is
You had
crazy.
to think about that.
Do you even know?
Yeah, I know.
What day did we get married? What day
It
did we get married?
was March 29th.
No.
Oh, no, that was January 29th was when we started dating.
And when did we get married? You still haven't answered the question. What day did we get married? What was the best day of your life?
You put me on the spot here.
Yeah, it's a podcast. I will put you on the spot. What day was Nolan supposed to be due? Are you? March 31st,
I've had a lot
baby.
of concussions.
Yeah, that explains it. March 31st, 2017.
March 31st.
Yep.
2017. I remember the year and the month.
Okay. That's good enough, I guess.
Not really. But
At least you remember our date anniversary. That's more important to me. Since this is going to be an intro episode, I am going to ask you some questions just so anyone listening, including your mom, can get to know you better. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I have some icebreaker questions for you, Rai. Oops. I forgot to mention that our kid has been throwing up violently today. And Jax has been farting. Should we just quit?
The struggle. This is real parenthood.
Yeah, real parenthood. Our kid, like the one day we have to record, our kid's throwing up violently.
And this all started like
an hour
probably
ago.
Yeah, hour and a half ago.
Yeah, I had to clean up, throw up off the wall, off the toilet, off the floor. Alrighty, as an icebreaker question, Rai, what is your morning routine?
Usually I wake up around 7 o'clock, and sometimes it's earlier if I'm not sleeping very well.
Which is very often.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I still make the most of it.
Yeah,
And
you're
then,
the kind of person that feels like your day's half over by 10.
Pretty much.
So,
And then I start off with my coffee and make some waffles for
how do you
Nolan
take
and
your
I.
coffee? What do you drink?
Black Rifle.
He's wearing his
Shout
t-shirt.
out. Black Rifle coffee right there.
Yep. Rai's favorite.
Great way to start your day.
Mm-hmm.
And we do waffles for breakfast. Nolan and I, some protein waffles.
Kodiak.
Yep. And then we get him ready for school.
And it's nice to be able to do it together.
Yep.
He doesn't realize it now, but when he's
He
older,
will when he gets older.
Yeah, he'll be like, wow, I was so lucky to wake up with both parents. If you have a day off, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm an outdoorsy person, so it's really weather dependent.
Especially in Oregon.
Yeah. If it's sunny out, then we're definitely outside making the most of the day. It also depends on if you are around or if you're available. And if I have, friends off work or whatever the case may be.
If money wasn't a factor, what would you do with your time?
Well, I think we've talked about this before. We would travel a lot more. Because there's
so much of the world to see.
Lots of beautiful places to see out there.
Next question. What is your biggest pet peeve?
When people don't think before they do things, or when they don't put passion behind what they're trying to do, they just do it because it's
making money.
Part of what they're told to do.
What would you do if you would win the lottery?
We would probably move out of Oregon. As beautiful as it is here, it is just like way too much political crap going on all the time. It's easy to ignore it, but you can never hide from it.
Where would you want to move to? Florida?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of the U.S. to know where I'd want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think back to when we went to Utah and we went on that road trip with your dad, and it was just like,
we really haven't
there's
seen shit.
so much cool scenery to see everywhere. We live here in Oregon, grown up here our whole lives, and and we see the coast and we see the trees and we see the mountains and we're like, yeah, we have it all here. And then you go outside of Oregon, or even when you go east of the Cascades, it's like a whole nother world, you know? Probably homeschool Nolan.
I've been wanting to do that anyway.
Yeah, but we'd homeschool him so that way we can travel all the time.
So live in
And
the fifth
he
wheel.
would be like learning that way,
Yeah.
you know, what different states look like, what the United States looks like. It'd be cool if we could like retire my mom and then they could come with us.
I want to retire my dad.
Yeah, we could retire.
Our parents wouldn't get along. They're so
We could
different.
retire parts of our family and they could go with us. And then it would just be like we'd get to live our childhood dreams of traveling with our parents. And then our kid would get to live that dream. You know, I have one friend that always likes to whip his debit card out and pay for me.
Oh,
And so to
yeah.
do that one
That
day
would be
with
really
him,
fun
we'd be
with
like,
them.
hey, dude, let's go take a trip, or let's go
Yeah, I would like to
buy
treat
this or
my
buy that.
friends.
You know,
How was school? Were you like in any sports? You did wrestling.
I was really into baseball when I was a kid through elementary school and first year of middle school. And then I got around some kids that were like a lot better at it than me, I guess, or whatever. And they just were like super clicky and were really good at being assholes to people. And it pretty much
Oh,
ruined the sport for me. So I quit playing.
fuck those guys.
That's how a lot of Newberg was.
Who is the most influential person in your life and how did they impact you?
That's kind of a tough one because I learn from other people's mistakes. So I don't necessarily look at one person and what they've accomplished and what they have and say, you know, I want that. I want to be that. See the things that people do and what comes from that. And then I kind of assess from there on like, you know, that was a good move or that was a bad move. And, you know, I'm not perfect. I make bad moves. We all do. But that's kind of how I learn.
You're a watcher?
Yeah.
Me too. Next question. What was the most significant turning point in your life?
That's so crazy that you asked that because I was sitting here thinking in my head, I'm like, a really good question for me would be, what was a big turning point in my life?
I felt it. I was
I
like, I
that's
keep.
this is why we're married. We have that like
I was like, he wants me to ask him this. So what was it?
this is kind of a little bit of a long one, but I mean you've heard it before,
I don't
but
care.
a lot of people haven't heard this. Um, so I got into construction at a pretty young age. I was I had just turned 21, I think, or
Mm-hmm.
no, I was
20.
yeah, it was just after I turned 21. Like I said earlier, I'm passionate about the things that I do. I take them very seriously, and when I got into construction, I just like ran with it and let it consume me right away, and it took up a lot of my focus and a lot of my time, and uh, you know, it kind of turned me into a person that I wasn't because a lot of the guys in construction they have the attitude of unless you prove yourself, I don't have to give you respect. I don't have to treat you as a person. Became a foreman at a young age. And, you know, it's a huge responsibility role for somebody at a young age that has a newborn baby at home, a new wife, and, you know, just a lot going on. And then you have this huge responsibility of having to go to work and perform at such a high level every single day, to be able to maintain that position and make that money. And you know, it was cool. Super grateful for the opportunity. You know, I did that. I was a foreman for 5 years, I think, 4.5, 5 years. I got the opportunity to leave that and go and work for somebody that I thought was a good friend, and uh, took that opportunity, went and worked for him. Things went south with that, and then I became self-employed. Uh, not wasn't necessarily prepared to be self-employed. I was kind of like
Forced into it.
forced into it because I didn't really have another option. I tried to get back into my previous construction career, and construction had tremendously slowed down out here. It's still that way today, but so I've been self-employed for about 9 months, and I've been trying to get back into a job so that way I have steady income, and it's been super hard. But the hardest part about it is, having that freedom of being self-employed, and then, thinking about having to go back to, working for a big company that you'll never be enough to, no matter how hard you work, no matter how passionate you are about what you do, they'll always beat you down at the end of the day because you never did enough for them. The job never gets done fast enough, no matter what
Mm-hmm.
you do, no matter if nobody ever gets hurt, if no equipment ever gets damaged, no facilities ever get damaged, you're never doing it good enough. And so thinking about having to go back to a job, I don't want to go back to just being a number on somebody's payroll sheet. And that's why I've kind of turned and pursued this career with firefighting, um, because that job actually serves a purpose, and you're there to help people and, give back to your community. You're not just going in to earn a paycheck.
If you could go back, would you change stuff straight out of high school? Like, if a high schooler was listening to this, what would you tell him as a man?
Pursue that childhood dream. I was young and dumb. At some point in high school, they told us to look into the colleges that we wanted to go to when we got out of school, like that would help us to get to that career that we wanted. And I looked up Chemeketa Community College firefighting program, and I was like, I don't remember what the exact number was back in 2014, what they said the estimated salary was for firefighters, but I was like, I want to make way more money than that. That's where my mind was at the time. And after having a job where you make over $100,000 a year, chase something that's more meaningful, or, own your own business or whatever it is. Chase that childhood dream until you have failed. And if you do fail, if it's something you're really passionate about, don't give up. Figure out how to make it work.
I should have become a hot police officer.
You're still hot.
Thank
And you don't
you.
have to be a police
But
officer
I
to.
want to be a cop, like that cop, lady girl, lady cop. I was like, that could have been me. Mhm. Okay, like I said, this first story wasn't specifically picked out for you. I just saw husband experience in there, and I was like, oh, I'll read it. This is coming from r/slash what do I do. I, 41 female, was a nanny for a family for 5 years when I was 19 to 24 years old. A fantastic family, a boy, a little girl, never any issues, and I still remain close with the mom. When I was 33, I made a bad decision. I ran into the son, then 22 years old, at the bar, and it was fun to reconnect. Kind of surreal to see a kid in an adult environment. After a couple hours, he whispered to me, it would be hilarious if we kissed. I laughed him off, but long story short, he was very persistent and we did kiss. And in a moment of tipsy, bad judgment, I went home to his apartment with him.
Whoa.
It was a surreal night to say the least, a very taboo, insane experience. The next morning, we agreed, at my suggestion, never to tell anyone about this. And now I've been invited to go to his wedding this summer. I'm married now. The incident was way before my husband and I even met. Do I owe it to my husband to let him know about this since he will be there? This is before they even met, not just on a break. Would you want to know?
I mean,
Or are you like, none of my biz?
if I don't need to know, I don't need to know.
I wouldn't be able not to tell you. If I was her, I wouldn't tell him either. Because imagine you're there and
And then,
shit
it
just
just gets
blows up
awkward between everybody. Like,
on their wedding day. First comment says, the kid you used to nanny for? Yeah, I'd probably take that secret to the grave.
straight up.
Yeah, I would never tell anybody. Just a fair warning, I am going to end this with a pretty disgusting story that is very Reddit famous that even I have gagged at before.
That was quite the gulp there.
Yeah. I need to talk more about you. Nobody knows about you.
What about me?
Why did your dad kill himself? I'm just kidding. I'm
That's
totally
fucked
kidding.
up.
Kidding. We just, I won't put that in.
Yeah. He thought the 90s were hard.
I
Imagine
know.
being alive
Try to
now.
be alive today. You don't know what it's like, Joseph. Sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. It's not like it's a
He's
salty
here.
subject. Like,
Yeah, it's not for us.
I don't know him.
Yeah,
Never did. I don't remember him.
yeah.
But at the same time, I wish I did know him. So,
But what if he was a piece of shit?
well, at least I could form that decision for myself
That's
or opinion.
true.
But I'll never know.
Hmm. Just to get a little bit of the parenting topic rolling, what was the most difficult part of being a father? Or you are currently still a dad, but like, what's so fucking hard about it?
I'd say the hardest part is discipline. The way that I was disciplined as a kid is like highly frowned upon these days. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
same for you.
Same for me. Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that I'm worried about doing something that's frowned upon. I just don't want my son to feel like he can't come to me when he's done something wrong or is messed up because he's worried that I'm going to spank his ass so hard with the belt that he can't sit down or, just like the kind of punishment that we got, And I remember there was times in the when we were in the Boy Scouts and we would do like chocolate sales and we would have a sheet that would have to like keep track of who bought what, basically inventory what was left in the box. And there was times where there was candy missing from the box that wasn't on the inventory sheet and we literally had I say we, my brother and I, we had to stand there with the boxes in our arms like this
What?
until one of us confessed to who took the chocolate.
I've never heard this
And it
before.
was just like, yeah. And
That's
then
some
like
punishment shit.
if we would run in the house, we weren't allowed to run in the house, which like, dude, we're fucking kids. Let us be kids. Like we have energy. It's not like we can go outside and run around. But yeah, we'd get in trouble for that and then get told to walk back and forth where we ran to and from
Oh,
until, it was like
yeah.
they wanted us to stop. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, you just ran from there to there. Now you're going to walk from there to there until I tell you to stop. Or like, oh, you did this. Go stand in the corner.
But when you said something about the chocolates and the little sale paper, we had to sell, say like popcorn, or we'd have like magazine days,
Oh,
magazine
yeah.
weeks.
We did those in middle school.
Yeah, and then I'd collect people's money, and then I would just pocket it and be like, "Sorry, I didn't sell anything." That was
That's
horrible.
probably why schools don't do that anymore.
Yeah, because I was like, "Oh my gosh, $30! I got 3 people to sign up. I'm fucking rich." I walked my ass straight to the Hubbard Market and bought some snacks because
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And those people just never got their magazine subscriptions.
Those poor people.
I know. What did you first think about me?
When I met you in youth group,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, she's the hottest girl here.
It was my first day like wearing a bra. I remember I was like, I'm hot shit.
Couldn't get enough of you.
Thank you. Did you come to youth group just for me?
Yeah, every time.
No.
And the days you
And
weren't there, I was like, dude, where's that girl at? Where's that girl at? And then you just like randomly weren't there sometimes.
but
Oh,
then
and then I remember your brother was still there and you weren't. And I was like, dude, where's your sister at? Oh, she's in the middle school group now.
oh
And I
wait,
was
but
like,
we met in the middle school group.
or maybe it was the high school group. I don't know.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I was the older girl. But during one of those like youth groups, you sent me a cute little note
I gave you a
because we
note.
sat right across the hall from each other, and you're wearing this like big poofy plaid jacket and your stupid little bowl haircut. And I remember everyone was always talking about your birthmark, and I was like, so what? He's got a patch of blonde hair. Whoop de doo. But yeah, you sent me a cute little note. I don't even remember what it said, but It was like, you look cute today or something. And I just like crumpled up the paper and I like threw it back at you right across the hall. Because you were so little.
That's how I knew you were flirting with me.
No. You were just so like short.
I was a late bloomer, dude.
And then MySpace happened. I like found you on there. It was me and Mark. I remember he was like over my shoulder and I was like, Ryan Crutchfield. I saw you on there and you had your like monster wallpaper
I
and your
thought I was hot shit.
top 5 songs were all Black Eyed Peas.
I didn't even know how to set MySpace up.
I was coding by my age.
Some guy, some other kid on my street actually helped me set that up.
People would hit me up to code their MySpace page. And you had a Facebook post where you're like, girls that snowboard. Ugh. And I was like, what the hell? Because it was a few girls that were like, I snowboard. I do. We should go sometime. I was like, fucking bet. Sleep over at my house. Then we met up at that Walmart parking lot and it was your mom and Todd. And then you got out of it and you had like a regular old buzz cut, but you were taller than me. And I was like, whoosh, of fresh air. And I was like, whoa. And then that's when your parents met my parents and you saw Mark and you're like, what's up, bro? I'm like, oh, you two know each other. You slept over at our house, but you slept downstairs. Prior to that, there's still a lot of history too. My grandma used to work in Newburgh at that retirement center there. And whenever my grandma would work, she would take all the grandkids with her.
And you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Newburgh," and I'd be
I'm in
like, "Oh, let's
town.
hang out." You're like, "Oh, I can't. Sorry."
Yeah, I was like, I'm not hanging out with a boy. I was such a prude. I don't care. I thought that hugging a boy would get you pregnant, so I was like, absolutely not. He slept over at my house. It was on the first floor, so he slept on the couch that first night.
Because we were going snowboarding early the next morning
Yeah, and my parents were like, "This is literally the first night we met." I can't believe you slept downstairs by yourself.
at somebody's house, and I didn't even know these people.
Yeah, but my parents, they're pretty welcoming, especially my mom. And there's a
Yeah, I was
nice
like,
fire downstairs.
"Food, food, eat,
Yeah,
eat."
eat, eat. Oh, you're not hungry? We still feed you.
Come eat, come eat.
Come eat, come eat. But, and then the second night, because we were like, we'll just go snowboarding again the next day, because my dad always got us season passes. Thank you, Dad. And the second night, you slept on the floor between my bed and my brother's bed.
You gotta be
And
careful saying that now. I'm just kidding.
what do you
We're
mean?
old enough now. We're adults.
Yeah, we're fine. But my brother and I shared a room until I literally like moved out at 18. So to me, that was like so normal. And I still think I would do that honestly now if we had like another kiddo. I'd still have him sleep in the same room. That really prevented me from having boys over or doing anything like that. It didn't prevent my brother from doing anything like sneaking out, smuggling cigarettes into the room in my crayon box. It's fine. I just remember that. But split sharing a room was really helpful. Anyways, Mark's sleeping. Ryan and I are like just talking, and I'm talking over my bed like this, like literally like Juliet over a freaking balcony. And me and you were just chatting. And then we had our very first kiss, and it was so sweet. And then I couldn't sleep all fucking night. And then we had to go snowboarding the next day, and I was so tired because I couldn't sleep.
What's the next part?
What's the next part? You tell it.
I don't remember if it was this exact time or another time, but we're on our way back from snowboarding,
Oh,
and she's in her
oh
dad's
no.
Suburban,
Shut
falls asleep
up.
with her mouth open, and she
I
got
was
so
so
embarrassed when she got called out
embarrassed.
on it.
I still sleep like that sometimes. Sometimes you just find that little wedge and you're like,
Her dad's really good at making jokes and
yeah,
turning situations into laughing matters. So
yeah.
it was
And I
really
was like,
funny.
oh my gosh. But then he asked me to be his girlfriend and like not really asked me to be his girlfriend. You're like, so are we doing this or what? And
I was like, "So are we dating now or what?"
I guess. And that started it all.
Dun dun. We're back.
Dun 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 dun. It's from SpongeBob. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
Were you not allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid?
No, I was.
You just didn't. What was your choice of cartoon?
I don't really remember. Dude, there's a lot of stuff that things that I just don't remember.
Did you just choose to block it out because it was the worst part of your life because I wasn't involved in it?
No, I I don't know why. There's a lot of things that I don't remember. I used to really like watching the Three Stooges.
I'm gonna ask a couple of questions, and hopefully this will incite a bigger conversation than just a question. It's a question that you're supposed to ask yourself, like, what if I hadn't rushed into marriage? Because I don't think we rushed into it after 6 years of dating, but also we were so young when we got married.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say we rushed into it. I didn't really know what it meant or what it was going to bring. And I guess I didn't know what it was supposed to feel like when I knew I was ready to get married, you know?
In love with me.
Well, obviously, yeah, I know what that means, but I
You
just
were
didn't.
19, and I just barely turned 21.
I was 20
Oh,
because I wanted to wait until I had turned 21 so that way we could have drinks
celebrate
with everybody, but it was just like, I don't know. Thinking back now, it's like, why was that a main thing that I was so worried
because
about?
we
But
liked to party back then quite a lot.
yeah, I'm glad we got it out while we were younger.
I know, me too. I can't imagine being this age. I mean, like I still, like went out for Elizabeth's birthday and I still felt like an old fart just around children. And then I was violently hungover the next day and I was like, I'm never fucking doing this again.
I know, and it was so funny just like watching you relive that. I was like, yeah, that's why I'm so happy that we don't drink anymore.
After I went to Elena's birthday party on Monday, I left all the alcohol there. I was like, this is for you. I do not want it. Keep it. What if I didn't rush into marriage? Like I said, I don't think we rushed into it. We were already dating for 6 years. The problem is at that time when we got engaged March 10th of 2016. And then we were like engaged, 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 engaged. And then we were in a multi-level marketing scheme, which I cannot mention the name because I'm not trying to get fucking sued. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of other people know what I'm talking about, but they were so like, be married, be married. So I felt like I was so pushed those last 2 months to be married. Like, it's like they would take you more seriously if you were married. Like, and I feel like I missed out on a bunch too, because when we went wedding dress shopping, because it was so rushed, I literally had that one girl there, the other girl there, that were all part of that same multi level marketing. And luckily, thank God, my grandma came with me, the only important person, you know?
Right.
And I just felt like that was so rushed because, like, where was Adrian? Like Taylor could have been there with me, but I just was so rushed by those two that I skipped on a whole experience.
Yeah, I feel like in being as young as we were and not coming from families with a bunch of money, we were super limited on what we could do for our wedding
Mm-hmm.
because, we just
We didn't
didn't
have any
have the
money.
finances to have a big wedding or
Mm-hmm.
have a big reception or go on some extravagant honeymoon,
Yeah, we didn't even
you
go
know?
on one.
And so now, like, looking back at it now, like, was it a cool wedding? Yeah, it was cool because we got married like out on the cliff on a beach and there was, important family there.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that area is all blocked off now, so like nobody has access to it.
right.
And where we got married is pretty much washed out now.
And now, like, thinking back, thinking about what a wedding is and what it means, it's a time for everybody that knows you to come together to celebrate, the two of you merging your lives together as one and figuring it out, from that point forward. And, that's kind of one thing that I wish that we did have was, a bigger
Like a
reception
big
with,
celebration for us.
yeah,
Would have
because
been cool.
I mean, we've been through
We've been through
hell
a
and
lot.
back. Like,
Yeah. More
I mean,
so
we're
now
we're
than
definitely
before.
not perfect. Our relationship hasn't been perfect. Our lives haven't been perfect, but I feel like where we're at today, we're both.
Better than ever. Yeah, if we were to redo it, I would definitely want to have a fat celebration. I love that we eloped. I love that our photographer was only $400 for the hour, because that's what I charge. I don't like that she was mad that I sent her home early because she had an attitude. I
I
don't know.
didn't know that.
Yeah, she had like such an attitude about the fact that I was sending her home. She's like, we haven't even taken pictures in the forest. I'm like, this isn't a content session. Like, you can go, because her attitude was so salty towards our families, because it was noon when we decided to get married, which now as a photographer I know that that's literally the worst fucking time, but also as a photographer I can make it fucking work, and I would not make it someone else's problem, and I sure as hell wouldn't push it on the bride like, oh my god, the lighting sucks right now, and she had two other photographers there too, and that wasn't talked about. She just like brought them for their own content. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally legally getting married right now. This is not a content session for you, you know? So I was like, you can go. We don't need you anymore. And she was just like, what the heck? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And that felt awesome.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of BTS that you don't have to deal with. But that's a big reason why I became a photographer too. Cause I was like,
Well, you were already doing
I was
photography,
doing it, but I wasn't like
pursuing it.
pursuing it. I wasn't obsessed with it. And then I got into shooting weddings and realized I really love being like the bride's best bubble. Are we going to celebrate big for like our 15 years, maybe? We were going to do it for our 10 years, but financially, I don't see
It,
how that's
it
going to
just depends
happen.
on where we're at,
I
honestly.
want to go to Mexico with like,
I would love to. I'd love to go to Mexico tomorrow,
let's go.
but
Sell everything. Yeah, I think it'd be so fun. I already have, my wedding dress because our first wedding dress, I didn't like it at all. I literally just bought it because my grandma liked it. And then she made me put full sleeves on. I didn't want that. I had nice skin. It wasn't even tattooed yet. But I was like, whatever. It's fine. It's cool. So I had full sleeves on. And then Debbie helped me put the pearls on for 8 hours straight
it's a lot of work.
in 2 separate days or so. Me, Debbie, and Valerie. And yeah, it was a lot of work. And the dress was gorgeous. Love her, but it got ruined in the bag that it was in the closet because the apartment had mold issues. So it got all disgusting in its bag. So I just gave it away. I donated it.
Dang.
Yeah. I have no attachment to it anymore though. Like those first couple years were rough. So I'm so excited for the next one because it's gorgeous and it fits me like a glove. I thrifted it for $15, Ryan, and it's 3,500 online.
I'm not even surprised that you thrifted it because you are very
I
good at
just
that.
I come in with an empty mind, and then whatever is meant to be mine will be mine. But I just can't believe it. For me, just for me, it was there on the hanger
And your size it
in
fit
my
you
size.
perfect.
Just that looks scrumdiddlyumptious. I can't wait. But yeah, I want to do that in Mexico with our friends if they can afford to fly out there. If not, whatever, it's fine. We can just go with our kids, maybe our parents. Plus, you look so much hotter now than what you did when we got married.
Look like a
You had,
adult now.
yeah, and you had gauges and a buzz cut. You're still really cute, but you didn't have any facial hair. You definitely looked young. I'm gonna post a picture of it in the slide. But I also look different too. I chopped my hair because I had burnt it with bleach, and then I dyed it really dark brown black, and then it faded, and I bought like $8 extensions. $8 extensions. It was literally like the worst material ever. And then Adrian put them in my hair. We did my hair. And after, when we got back to the hotel, I ripped them out of my hair and just threw them in the garbage because they were a dreadlock
Eight
mess.
dollar $8 extensions.
Yeah, how dare they? For $8, one use.
It worked for the pictures.
Yeah, that's all that mattered. Another question here is, why do we let friendships fade?
Every friendship has a certain time in life that it's valuable and relevant to where you are at life, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I feel like the friends that continue to grow and reach out and maintain that quality level of friendship, they're the ones that end up sticking around. The friends that you only hear from when you have fun stuff going on or when they need something, those are the people that, sorry,
Yeah,
you're
I have no regrets about cutting anybody out, especially if they're not like married or with kids. It is so hard to connect with someone who's like still single or in their party era, even at our age now when we're like, we want to be home and in bed by 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like if people don't have kids and they look at us with disgust, which most of our friends do have kids, but like Kyle and Maddie, they're so much younger than us and yet they're so mentally like mature that
Just
I love hanging out with them.
which that's kind of how I was,
Mm-hmm.
at a younger age, except for didn't necessarily hang out with people that were like that.
What do you mean?
Well,
Elaborate.
the people that I hung out with, they were into things that, they're into playing video games in their free time. They're into sitting and watching TV in their free time. They're into not trying to better their lives. Like I said earlier, I'm an outdoorsy person. I like to stay moving.
You like to stay moving, but you weren't always into outdoors. You just became outdoorsy like 2 years ago.
I've always been outdoorsy. I just like let that part of me go when I got super into the ATV stuff, and that's what my main focus was.
So why haven't we gone on a hike yet?
Because it's shitty weather,
We can
and
still go. We got raincoats and
I
boots.
understand that.
It'd be fun. Me and you haven't gone on a
I know.
hike.
I've just been so stressed about balancing all these different schedules with school and academy, and it's just
When summer comes.
when summer comes, we better be hitting the river or lakes with that boat.
I know. I love the boat. We still haven't given her a name. Did you give her a name?
No,
Perp.
I don't.
PRP.
Everybody asks me if I've named my truck too, and it's like they're just
Allison.
things.
It
They're
says it right
not.
on the hood, bitch. What do you mean? That's just her name.
Well, there you go. You can call it that
Allison.
all you want. I
Allison
just
and Perp.
call it the truck. The truck, the boat,
I
they're just
think,
things.
yeah. Back to the letting friendships fade. You mentioned like different points in life too. Also, some people just gotta go.
There's just always those people that pretend to be friends when they don't need you for anything anymore, when they have nothing to gain from you anymore. That's when you stop hearing from them. Oh, okay.
I see
Yeah.
how it is.
I really see how
Vato.
this friendship was.
I was trying to pull you out of it for a while too.
I'm out of it now, and look at
I
the way
know.
our lives are.
Literally, I felt so bad being so happy that you were losing your spark. Not that you were losing your spark, but like that bike brought so much shit in. And it wasn't even the bike, it was like the events. And even though you had a lot of good friends at the time, like truly looking back, being around alcoholics the whole time or people that have just,
Ego issues.
yeah, huge ego issues and like, I got this, I got that. Yeah, well, I got this.
It's just always a big
It's a big
competition
competition
and
and it doesn't have
who
to
did
be.
this and who did that and who's got what toys, and it's just like
It took a lot of
there's
time
way better things to do to enjoy your time in life.
and I probably just really resent that bike and that whole time in your life because you spent so much time away from me and the baby.
And that's like a huge regret because it's time that I can never get back.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about it like a year ago that you didn't really think it mattered because he was a baby. Like he wouldn't remember it, but
I remember it.
I remember it.
And I'm like,
I remember how you made me feel
there's so many things that I like feel like I missed out on.
a lot. But that's why I take videos of everything.
And that's why, when it came to selling the quads, it was like, yeah, it's time for him to go. Let's get a boat because we can all enjoy it as a family together. And it's not like on an ATV or a dirt bike, you put a helmet on and you're in your own world, you know? It's
Mm,
not like doing something as a you're doing something as a group, but it's an individual,
experience.
performance thing that you're doing, right?
Hmm.
Versus like the boat, we all get on the boat, we all have a good time.
We
You
all play
know,
music and
we're
we
all
can connect,
we're all
with
listening
other
to music.
boaters.
We can, meet up with friends out on the river. We can, you know, we don't have to drive 3-4 hours to go and enjoy our hobby that
Hmm.
turns into a huge chore when it
When you
comes
get
time
back.
to packing up or coming home and cleaning stuff or it's just like,
And some people love that and all good on them.
yeah, don't get me wrong, riding the dunes is fun,
Yeah, I still
but
had a good time, but I definitely.
I
don't
got
enjoy the money pit
yeah,
version of it too.
and everybody's like, "Oh, owning a boat's no better." And here's
Yes, the
my
fuck it
thing.
is.
Here's my thing. Every hobby you have, no matter what it is, you're gonna dump money into it.
Mhm.
No matter if it's guns, boats, cars, dirt
Photography.
bikes, like no matter what it is, you're going to dump money into it because it's what you like to do. It's something we can go enjoy any day of the week when, the weather's nice enough for us to want to be out on the boat.
Yeah, even when it was raining that one day, but we had the day off, we're like, we're still going because we have a day off when we went and picked up your mom and Todd.
Oh yeah, and we didn't know it was going to end up raining.
Yeah, it was still fun. It's for the plot.
We made it from Wilsonville to Newburgh on the river,
And then halfway back,
and then once we started to get to Newburgh, it started to rain. And so we started racing back towards Wilsonville. And
yeah,
by
that
the time
was
we made it back to
fun.
Wilsonville, we had some blue sky. So we like outran the clouds.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then it caught back up to us. But yeah, that was funny.
I love the boat.
I loved how like every time we planned to have somebody come out on the boat with us,
They did.
the weather ended up being shitty.
Oh,
And the days that it was just like, oh yeah, we got time. We're going out on the boat.
the best day.
It's like 98 degrees outside, clear sky.
Mm-hmm.
But the days that we plan for people to come with us, it's all overcast and 70, 80 degrees out, just muggy.
Yeah.
No, not swimming weather.
I don't want to swim anyway. I just want to tan. And clocking back in. Cover the feet. No free feet pics.
You got to
But
pay for those.
if you Venmo me though. Remember that guy when we went camping?
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
I remember he like specifically commented on the fact that I have a French pedicure, and I was like,
It's people like that you meet out there on the sand that are like, hey, I know you. I've seen your bike online.
"You're like, yeah,
We're best
cool."
friends. We're all camping together now. And it's like, I don't even fucking know you people.
I know. And then when we cook, and they're all like, "Oh, what do you guys got over there?" We're like, "Nothing. We planned for us, our food."
Yeah.
Go over there. I know that we're good cooks. I love going camping with you, though. We have such a specific way of going camping. We're always organized. We have our certain totes. We have our tables that are designated for certain things. Oh, yeah, I was going to give you the coconut story. It's actually deleted from Reddit now because it's caused such a disgusting uproar, but someone found the original post. And I'm going to read it to you. This is a warning for anyone who has a really easily disgusted stomach. This is not for you. And for you, Ryan Michael, I have trouble reading in English, so good luck with me. This is coming from Today I Fucked Up, titled Today I Fucked Up by Coming into a Coconut.
That's quite the interesting title.
Okay. This Today I Fucked Up didn't happen today, but quite a few years back. For obvious reasons, I'm using a throwaway account as my family knows my main Reddit username. Around 8 years back, I lived in northern Mozambique, a coastal South African country with a quite warm climate. My mother at the time was going through a health nut phase and only buying foods she deemed healthy enough. One of those were coconuts. She would buy several coconuts a week and use in food from the local market. Anyway, being a horny teenager, I fapped around regular intervals. Unfortunately, there was some severely stressful examinations coming up for me, and as such, my fapping reached a higher peak than usual, and I was feeling pretty sexually frustrated. One day, I hear that my mother is going to be out for pretty much the entire afternoon. Horny me decides that it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. One day, I hear that my mother is going to be out for pretty much the entire afternoon. I decide it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. Honestly, to this day, I can't fathom why I thought that would be a good idea, but my train of thought back then was clearly somewhat clogged. I ended up grabbing the coconut drill and through 20-ish minutes of effort ended up being creating a hold large enough for me to stick my porker into. I decided it requires some lube and grabbed the nearest slippery thing, some butter. Before shoving it into the coconut, followed shortly by my meat. I fucked the coconut and it actually feels pretty damn good, so I blow my load, shove the coconut under my bed, and continue about my day.
Oh no, I see where this is going. Somebody's gonna find the coconut and they're like gonna use it, and they're gonna be like, "Why does this taste funny?"
No. For the next week, the coconut is my savior. Whenever I want to get off, I simply take it out and fuck it in delightfully
What the
tight hole and
fuck?
made it better each time by accumulating volumes of my semen and butter, acting like a lubricant. It's heaven. Now, before I continue, I'd best mention that at this time our area was experiencing quite humid, muggy weather, which exacerbated an already existing fly problem. Disgustingly fat, bloated flies were commonly found around our house, and exterminators couldn't really do anything about it. It was a localized area problem that would go away in the winter. About a week and a bit after the initial coconut fuck, I had been using pretty much every day since then. I began to notice a few more flies than usual, as well as an odd, unpleasant smell in my room.
Wonder where that's from.
Might be the coconut, right? So I decided that I'll fuck it one more time before I
Oh my
throw it out and get a new
gosh.
one.
As if the idea of fucking a coconut wasn't bad enough. Now we're going on like over a week.
Of loads
Rank smell with a
and
bunch of
butter.
flies around it, and yeah, let's fuck it again. What the hell?
In bold, it says, worst mistake I ever made. You see, the reason for the increased number of flies was that the coconut was evidently, in hindsight, a nearly perfect place to lay eggs. As I penetrate the coconut one last time, I begin to feel a strange, wriggling sensation. Puzzled, I pull out my C word, because I hate that word, out to discover that it is covered in rotted and moldy butter and semen and teeming with tiny little fucking maggots.
Oh my gosh, dude.
They were wriggling all over my dickhead, and some were even trying to force their way up my urethra. I screamed and threw the coconut against the wall, which made the situation worse by spilling the contents. Hours of vigorous dick scrubbing, vomiting, and cleaning the remnants were spent reflecting on what the fuck I was doing with my life. Never again, never again. Don't fuck coconuts. So, how was it?
Can't believe it took him over a week to figure out that that was a bad idea.
Like, ew, butter and splooge? And you just keep.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's a very viral, very popular Reddit story. Hi guys, I bet that was a doozy. Dad, I'm so sorry you had to hear that. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the way Ryan and I met, a little bit about him, and how we fit pretty well together. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below or on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. But we'd really love to hear from you guys. Thank you. Bye.